Hello, it's Emma Jo here from Lavinia Stamps, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this rather lovely DL card. Now I've called it Thistles at Sunset, and it features the Spellbound Fairy, Thistles, Glow Flowers, what have we got, the Vine Branch, Hair Strands. There's loads on here, Posca Pen, Dinkles. It's great fun. Anyway, enough chat from me. Let's go and see how it's done. Right, so we're starting off with a Dinkles background, and we're using DL Multifarious card. I've got a spray bottle with some water in, and I've just wet that card. Yellow Dinkles with bronze metallic Mica Minerals in a needle-tipped bottle. So I've covered that with some yellow and then some burgundy Dinkles. Then amber, so we're building up the colours. And a little touch of pink Dinkles. Just, fill in your gaps, really. The main colour I want is the yellow, and then we're just putting little other colours around the edges. So this is my Ranger heat tool, and just drying off the colours. I've just moved that around the edges so I get a nice frame with a mop brush, a size 2 mop brush. So I'm now adding some more Dinkles, and that looks like it's some more burgundy. And I just keep rotating the page so that I get different bits dry. Now, using the mop brush, just flick what we've already got from when we moved that around to create the frame. And we're just splattering it on because we want more splatters, different colours in the middle. Just try and keep that yellow not totally clear, but, it's pretty much the main focus at the moment. When we're talking backgrounds, the yellow is the focus. So we're adding some more yellow there, and I love this. On top of darker colours, it sort of acts a bit like a bleach. It's not a bleach, but I don't know what it is, but it just looks delicious. Seems to show up really well on darker colours, that's what I'm trying to tell you. There we go. So I'm just pushing that colour into the paper. Yeah. And now using a piece of kitchen towel, you can see as I'm blotting it off that those yellow dots I put on top of the red are just coming up like yellow dots. So it's breaking up that solid colour, which is fabberoonie. Okay, next up we've got stamping. And for this I've got my acrylic blocks and VersaFine Clair Nocturne for the Spellbound Fairy. So I've literally just inked her up and I'm placing her over that yellow. Okay, there we go. Now, the colour I've used now, this is Glow Flowers, and I've inked it up in VersaFine Clair ink Fantasia. So it's not quite, it's got a nice subtle edge to it. It's not quite as dark as the fairy, but it's got a nice blue tinge to it, which, because it's against the red, looks fab. And I'm just building up the base. Now these are inked up again in VersaFine Clair ink Fantasia, and these are the Fairy Buds stamps. And I've just popped them over my Glow Flowers, but I can work with that because we will work some magic with some Posca later. So now let's stamp the Thistles. So on the right hand side, I'm stamping the Thistles, and they will look a little longer in a minute. So again, I've stamped those in VersaFine Clair ink Fantasia, and using the Kuretake brush pens, I've just picked the dark blue and lengthened the stalks. So now, Posca Pens Part 1, Aqua Green. That's what I like to see. Just adding that, if you like, you see where the yellow is in the centre? Just imagine that that's where the light is coming from. This magical fairy and the yellow, maybe sunset behind her. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just adding highlights. So, VersaFine Clear Ink Fantasia again, and Vine Branch. I'm not stamping the whole stamp, just the edges. It just looks lovely. It's not too much. And this is Hair Strands. Again, inked up in Fantasia. And I'm stamping off and then putting the second stamp, if you like, down to just give us some nice little tendrils from that frame. Fab. So you do a bit of stamping off and a bit of first generation stamping. So you get the difference in colour. It doesn't need to be overdone, so don't be afraid of just the colour of the background showing through. Posca Pens Part 2. Now this might be slightly longer. So I've got my yellow Posca pen and I am just it's colouring in the glow flowers really. But I am doing it as if the ones at the top, the circles at the top of the glow flowers are going to get hit more with that yellow because that's where the light is in the centre. So as you get lower down, you won't necessarily have a full circle. So if you look at what I'm doing here, I'm actually covering up the fairy buds that were done overlapped, that were stamped on top of, the glow flowers. So I've sped myself up a bit because there's only so much you need to see of me doing yellow circles. There we go. But just by doing this with the Posca pens, it's starting to come to life, isn't it? You can see how the yellow Posca is tying it all back in to that yellow centre on the background. So just colour in the fairy buds as well. Just follow the print, basically. It's already there. Okay. Fabulous. And now dots. You know how I like dots. Just add some in the red and the orangey colours of the background. And this, my friends, is the glittery yellow Posca, my favourite of the glittery Posca pens, because you can smudge it and then it looks like something is shining from the inside out. It's lovely. This is the Posca Pen Lavender, and I'm just adding some more dots onto the Thistles next to the Aqua Green, and also just at the base of the bud. Find yourself a white Posca pen that wants to play and add some more dots around. Now, I like to think of this as the perfume, perhaps from, I don't know if Thistles have perfume, but from a flower, you know? Maybe they do, and maybe it's only fairies that can smell it. That's what I'm going with. So I've got some dots, I've got some open circles, and it's just giving that feeling of a hazy, lazy summer's day, summer's evening even. Lovely. And if you don't think it's white enough, go over for a second coat, which I think is what you'll see me doing here. There we go. Okay. So our two main points of focus, if you like, are the Thistles and Spellbound the Fairy. So by adding all these circles near the Thistles, we are pulling that to the front, to the forefront of your attention, if you like. There we go with the glittery yellow. I'm just doing a little bit. Don't be too happy with it, but just giving a little bit of glitter coverage to the fairy so it looks as if she's truly magical and she's being hit by the summer. No, yes, the summer's evening sun. Adding some more white to the side of the thistles. Put the white pen down, Emma Jo. Ah, no, don't. So now we are going to colour in the fairy's wings. Right, so I'm just using the white Posca, and basically the stamp it does all the work for you. All you need to do is decide which bits you're going to colour in which colour. So I'm going for a lot of white on the smaller bits at the edge of the wings, and just adding some highlights. Now we go back in with our aqua green. Think of those colours that we put on the thistles. So we've got the white, the aqua green on those wings. Now we're adding highlights. So just a little bit of white on top of the yellow on the glow flowers. And this helps to give those flowers depth. Great fun. So I'm not doing full circles. I was just doing little dots at the top. Now, remember the vine branch? Well, crack open your aqua green Posca and just do the buds. Go to the little buds and just do colour inside that stamp, leaving some of the stamp as an outline. Fabulous. Right, I've obviously decided I need some more. So we're going to ink up that vine branch stamp and build up the frame. So again, we're inking it up in Versifying Clair Warm Breeze. And then just going over where we've been and adding in some of the vine branches into the gaps. There we go. And again, applying the Posca Pen Aqua Green to the buds. Remembering to leave some of the stamp around the outside of where you're colouring so it acts as your outline. Okay, so getting your size 9 stencil brush and your Elements Ink Bermuda. If you just build up that frame. Now I tend to start in the corners because I think it doesn't matter so much if I'm heavy-handed there, and then gradually take the colour to the centre of the edge, yeah? And that gives us this lovely, lovely frame. Now for a touch of bling. So using a Wink of Stella pen, I'm just going to use that to give a little bling without hiding what I've already done to the fairy's wings. Just add a little bit of sparkle to our fairy. And to our thistles. Well, you can never have too much bling, can you? Well done. You did it. Job well done. Well, I hope you enjoyed making this DL card as much as I did. I must admit there's everything on there that I like. Those bright colours, that zing of aqua green against a red or an orange. Just lovely. Brings to, for me, that just makes everything stand to attention a little bit more and be more obvious. So yeah, loved that. Really enjoying playing with Dinkles, playing with, you know, dark colours over these bright zingy things. That's Dinkles, that is. Anyway, enough chat from me. Thank you very much for coming along and having a go with me today. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. If you've got any comments that you'd like to leave about this craft, then please do, and I will do my best to get back in touch with you as soon as I possibly can. But in the meantime, you take care. See you soon. Bye.